Katie,
You're live. Alrighty, so you guys are a group of 5th to 6th graders, and we're really excited. So today our learning objectives are, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify water as a precious natural resource. You should understand how fresh water can actually become very easily depleted and take a long time to renew itself. And you should be able to brainstorm ways in which we can conserve water, and because this is a farm-based lesson, maybe how farmers can conserve water in their practices as well. So, before we get started, what do you know about renewable and non-renewable resources? Yes.
renewable means that it can come back.
Okay, yes. So the difference is renewable is recyclable, and non-renewable, we kind of have just a finite amount, right? So we just have one fixed amount, and when we're done with it, we're done. Perfect. What is water? Is water renewable or non-renewable? Renewable. Yes, water is renewable. But the problem with water is, because of the water cycle, it takes a long time, once we've used it, to become fresh water again. Does anybody know how much of the Earth's water is fresh? No? Yes, just a little, 1 to 3%. We use fresh water every day. Who woke up this morning and brushed their teeth?
Oops.
I don't know.
I ate a breath mint though.
So everybody used water today, except for Sarah. Well, I hope you drank some water. Who in the U.S., out of everybody, regular people, household manufacturers, who uses the most fresh water, do we think? Does anyone know? Who do you think uses the most fresh water? Everybody. Farmers, right? Because farmers use water to grow plants, obviously. And everybody eats something plant-based, hopefully, every day, or to feed their cows or their chickens. And every single piece of clothing you're wearing was grown with cotton that was used water to grow that
What
cotton.
about like aquariums though? Don't they use a lot of water?
They do, but not as much as a farmer. But, so we established that farmers use a lot of water. Where do you think they get that water from? Most of that fresh water?
The sky.
The sky, the ground. What's in the ground that holds fresh water?
Yeah.
An aquifer.
I don't know this
Okay. Aquifer. Do we know what an aquifer is?
Like an aquarium.
No.
It's an aquarium in the ground.
Kind of, yes. Does anybody have a Brita filter at home?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so when you pour water, right, in that first compartment, and then it takes a while to trickle down into the bottom of that Brita is kind of like an aquifer. And the way it trickles down is it's raining, and it's going down through the ground, and it's trickling down through all of the rocks and silt and sand and stuff, and then it's holding the water there. Yes.
So if it's going through dirt, how is it clean?
It's going through dirt and rock and all these different like minerals that are kind of cleaning it. But it's not always clean. Sometimes aquifers can become contaminated. We'll talk about that. So a lot of farmers get their water from an aquifer. This is going to be our aquifer today. Can somebody use this marker to mark where our water level is on the outside of the bowl for me?
Is that good?
Yes. All right, perfect. So I'm going to show you how an aquifer becomes depleted. So everybody's going to get a sponge, and we're
I
all
want a purple one.
going to pretend that we're farmers, and these sponges are plots of land.
I want that one. Can I have the green one? Thank you.
Okay, so, and then I have a plot of land too.
It's blue. It's like aqua. Like an aquaphor.
So this is the start of our growing season, and we all need water to grow whatever we're growing. So we're all going to put our sponges in the water. Are you going to put your sponge in the
What if I
water?
lose mine? Yeah, I want to know where mine goes.
I just ate it.
Oh my
Did
God.
you see that?
We got it on tape, Sarah.
Okay.
Michael Jordan over here.
So we have one growing season, right? I'm going to take these out. So we're going to soak up all the water. Okay, not that big of a change, right?
No.
What if we have another growing season?
Thank you.
And we're not giving it time. Yeah, you're the best.
I want the green ones. Thank you.
Okay, ready? Throw them in. Okay. And then let's just say a couple other farmers come in and they decide that they want also to take from this aquifer. Can somebody else mark the water level now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what happened to our water?
It went down.
It went down. So we only did this twice. What if we did this 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? What would happen?
No water.
No more water. If I didn't put water in this bowl, we wouldn't have any more water, right? So that's kind of like how we're depleting our aquifers of water. We're continually taking, but as you saw with maybe your Brita filter at home, it takes a while for that water to get down into the ground. And not all the water that we're using is being evaporated and going right back to where we used it, right? It's raining all over the place. It's going into the ocean, which is salt water. Water is a very valuable resource that we have today. What are ways that maybe we could conserve water? Maybe for farmers. What are ways you think that we can conserve water?
I heard it's bad to water in the afternoon.
Okay, so maybe watering when it's not going to get evaporated
Yeah.
because it's so hot. Okay, so squeeze a sponge back in. What's another way?
A rain barrel.
Yeah, so collecting your own water. So squeeze that.
Only water when you have to.
Yes. So squeeze that in. So you guys are all doing stuff to use less water. Any other ways you think?
Change the irrigation system.
Yeah, changing your irrigation. That's a big one. So squeeze 2.
What's irrigation?
Irrigation is the way in which farmers water their crops. So sometimes they're using like an overhead type irrigation, and some farmers are opting to change to like a drip type irrigation where it goes right to the ground because that's where the plants need the water in the ground, right? So let's say we all, everybody take some sponges. Let's say we all decided that we were gonna shut off our faucets and do better irrigation practices and all that stuff. So everybody squeeze that back in.
That's not good. Sarah squirted me. Stop being a baby. I'm gonna go cry now.
So we conserved some water, right? And we're doing better. Where's our water level now?
Almost back to normal.
Almost. But why isn't it? But why isn't it all the way back to normal?
Some of it's gotta put
Say we replenish this, but through using less and whatever, you know, we did better. We gave it time to replenish. Why isn't it all the way back though? Because we didn't. We spilled. Yeah, our water went somewhere else maybe in the world. When Evaporated. Yes. It went all different places. So it takes a long time, even with these practices, for the water to regenerate itself, is what I was trying to get at. So, what happens if I pour, who's made Jell-O? Okay. What happens when you pour that mix into the water?
You have to mix it.
It mix it, and then what happens? You put it in the fridge, and then it becomes Jell-O, kind of hard. So what happens if I pour Jell-O mix into this water? Would our sponges soak it up?
No.
No. So that's what would happen, say, if like we had contaminated water source. We wouldn't be able to take that water and we wouldn't be able to use it anymore. This becomes useless. Now we have to find a new source of water, right? So, oh, okay, good. So I just hope that you got from this that water is a very precious resource that we take for granted, and that we should be more careful about how we're using water and what we're doing.